And now it's my pleasure to introduce you to the new Old Dominion basketball coach, Jeff Jones.
He may not be one of those hot young coaches like Brad Stevens or Shaka Smart or the new $1 million a year man, Andy Enfield, that USC hired away from Florida Gulf Coast this week. But 52-year-old Jeff Jones is officially the 13th coach in Old Dominion history, and it is now his job to turn the once proud program around. I'm Bruce Rader. Welcome to the Sports Wrap Live on this Thursday night. He was a player and later the head coach of the University of Virginia. And for the past 13 years, he coached American University in Washington, D.C. Now Old Dominion officials feel that Jeff Jones is the man to lead the ODU basketball program as it leaves the CAA for Conference USA. He coached AU to the NCAA tournament twice and won over 200 games. And let's face it, AU is not Louisville or Duke. Winning like that is not easy at a private school with strict academic standards and only 7,000 students. Now, he's not that old. I mean, I covered him when he played point guard with that UVA team that had Ralph Sampson, which was coached by Terry Holland and Craig Littlepage. As a coach, he took UVA to the Elite Eight, and then he led American to the NCAA tournament twice. That's something that Gary Williams, Tom Young, Jimmy Lyman, and Tom Davis were unable to do, all very good coaches. He was very loyal, turning down jobs to stay at AU for 13 years.
What I looked for at Virginia, at American, and now at Old Dominion is having a place helping to build a program, but building a family, a basketball family, if you will. And you don't do that by keeping an eye on whatever the next job is. So I'm coming to Old Dominion 100% committed to trying to get back on track and having a lot of success both on and off the floor in the coming years.
But to build a championship program like a Butler, Gonzaga, or Wichita State, you have to be able to coach, and Jones is considered a very good coach, but you also have to recruit championship players.
I think a lot of it is simply hard work and making recruiting in the state of Virginia and specifically in this area a priority. We want the folks in this state to understand we're going to be there when the sun's shining, we're going to be there when it's raining outside, and that we are committed to having a strong presence in the Commonwealth.
In his introduction, Athletic Director Wood Selig said that he believed that Jeff Jones would bring Old Dominion the kind of basketball success that schools like Butler, Wichita State, and even Gonzaga has had recently. I told Coach Jones those were pretty high expectations for a team that only won 5 games last season.
You know what? Those were his words. What we're going to do is we're taking it day by day, and we're going to try to be better every single day. And ultimately, I think if we are doing those right things, putting one step in front of the other, we'll have a lot of success. I don't necessarily want to start making proclamations about all these schools that have been to the Final Four. We just want to be the absolute best that Old Dominion can be.
He is best known for his time in Charlottesville, where as head coach of the Cavaliers, he led Virginia to the 1992 NIT championship and guided the Hoos to 5 NCAA tournament appearances, including a trip to the Elite Eight in 1995. In 12 seasons at American, Jones went to the Big Dance twice in the academically tough Patriot League. Now, football, of course, and the arrival of Athletic Director Dr. Selig has drastically changed the course of Old Dominion athletics over the past few years. Gone are longtime and successful coaches Beth Anders, Wendy Larry, and, of course, now Blaine Taylor. The addition of football cost ODU millions. The recent and unexpected decision to move up to Conference USA cost several million more up front and many more millions to come, and it means more money for scholarships and coaching salaries, especially the salary of the school's most popular coach and personality, Bobby Wilder. So I didn't think it was out of place to ask Dr. Selig today if the new football program was taking money away that previously would have gone to men's basketball.
Actually, football is not a financial negative. Football is actually a plus for us because I think it increases the awareness in our overall program. We're generating considerable revenue from ticket sales in football. We're part of Conference USA, where our revenue distribution is going to be approaching several $1 million versus what was once about $300,000 in the CAA. So football is going to be responsible for a lot of additional resources that we can not only direct toward football, but to other programs at ODU.
Finally, there are many Old Dominion basketball fans who seem to be disappointed by Coach Jones's hiring. They were hoping for a more exciting, perhaps younger, maybe you could say they were looking for a sexier hire. I asked the man who did the hiring, Dr. Seelig, about that.
I can understand that. My number one goal is to put ODU basketball in position to win championships because I think championships are sexy. So if ODU is going to win Conference USA championships, if ODU is going to go to the NCAA and compete and make noise in the NCAA tournament, the position that I felt was best suited to put us in position to accomplish that was Jeff Jones.
And looking at the candidates, I tend to agree. For a much more in-depth look at Coach Jones's hiring and my take on the process and was it a good hire at all, log on to wavy.com or go to our Wavy Facebook page and check out my sports blog on the subject.